Good afternoon and welcome to beautiful Ridgefield, Washington. Here at the Rourke, the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex as the Springfield Drifters take on the Ridgefield Raptors in the fight of the fields here today in the WCL. Springfield 18-30 overall in the season, 6-15 in WCL play in the second half of the season, taking on a very good Ridgefield Raptors team who, coming into today, if the season ended today, they would be second place in the WCL South heading into the postseason. They've clinched their spot. They're 17-5 in the second half of the season. They started 10-16, and since that point, they've gone 17-5 in the second half of the year to go 27-21 on the season right now. It's a good Raptors team coming off a series victory in Yakima Valley, coming off back-to-back series victories against the Black Bears and the Pippins. Really series wins that they needed to get after losing 4 straight games, including 3 against Corvallis in a sweep for the Knights. The Knights, they're just so good, and yet again, they got the better of the Raptors in that series. Game number 1 here today on this Friday. It's a warm afternoon here in Ridgefield, 83 degrees the current temperature. It feels like 85, and that was the consensus among the players in the dugout that it is a very warm day here today in Ridgefield. Nonetheless, a lot of excitement playing at this ballpark. It's a home run hitting ballpark with a short porch, and over-under today with a lot of the players was 3.5 home runs entering today, and we'll see if we get that. Starting lineup for the Springfield Drifters. Gage Bruce leading things off, the center fielder, followed by Chase Nye, the second baseman. Gedron Kinsey, the third baseman, batting third. Elijah Maris, the shortstop, in the cleanup spot. Nolan Miller, the first baseman, batting fifth, with Sam Weber out in left field in the sixth spot. Jackson Upton, a Vancouver, Washington native, he's batting seventh and catching today. Dylan Carson, the DH, with Garrett Cooper, the right fielder, rounding out the Drifters lineup 1 through 9. They'll be facing off against Blake Hammond, the right-hander from Northwest Nazarene, making his third start of the season, 4th appearance overall for the Ridgefield Raptors. So game number 1 of this 3-game series. 6 games to go in this 2024 season for Springfield, their 3rd year as an organization. So here's Hammond on the mound. Right-hander comes to the plate a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes, and we're underway here at 6:37. A couple of minutes later than scheduled. So Gage Bruce leading things off. Yesterday, it was his 21st birthday. Had a big night last night, and now back here at the ballpark, just north of his stomping grounds at the University of Portland. Flares this one out towards center field. Leaping up and making the catch is Deshaun Harris. Makes the grab for out number 1. Defensively today for the Ridgefield Raptors, Colby Wallace out in left field, Deshaun Harris in center field, Hunter Kashke out in right, Kyle Mamarian, the third baseman, with Julian Nunez, the shortstop, Taylor Takata, the second baseman, Doyle Kane, he returns here at Ridgefield, who spent the 2022 season with the Raptors. He's back at first base today, and Justin Stransky catching behind the plate. 1 out, nobody on here on the top of the first inning. Pitch high to Chase Nye. 1 ball and no strikes to Nye. Second baseman from Bushnell University. He's had a great start to the season in Springfield. His 7th game now, but he's batting .412 in the limited action. Pitch in to Nye, the 1-0, in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Chase Nye, 7 hits and 17 at-bats. He also has 7 walks on the season, so an on-base percentage of .600 this season for Mr. Nye. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Hammond. Fouled away towards the right side, 1-2. So Hammond making his 3rd start this season, a 2.34 ERA, 7 2/3 innings with 4 strikeouts to 7 walks. 8 hits allowed, I should say, for the Northwest Nazarene product. Hammond from Peoria, Arizona, 6'3", 210 pounds. The right-hander stares in and now delivers. A little bit high and away to Chase Nye. So Nye, a very good addition to Springfield's team. I asked Alan Embry a little bit about that addition. I said, how did you get a guy like Nye? I know that you worked with him at Bushnell, but how did you get him to come along this late into the season? He said, well, he was just in town. He was looking for somewhere to play, and he ended up calling him, and Nye was willing to come out and play, and he had a really good first season at Bushnell. In his freshman campaign, he started 33 games, hit .320, had 8 doubles, a home run, a triple, and despite all that, he didn't get picked up for a summer collegiate baseball team until late into the season, but he's having some success in the WCL. 2-2 to him. A little bit low below the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The young man from Grass Valley, California, went to Nevada Union High School, a very small town. Not a lot of baseball players from that region. But a humble man that's happy to be playing at the Hamlin Sports Complex this summer. Takes the pitch high from Hammond, and he works a walk. So a good at bat for Chase Nye, and he continues to add on to his on-base percentage and his walk total. His 8th walk of the season puts him at first base, and he also has 4 stolen bases in 6 games. We'll see if he's on the move. Springfield this season, 9th in the WCL in stolen bases with 77. We'll see if Nye is on the move. Felt like the middle portion of the season, Springfield not as aggressive on the base paths, but over the past week and a half, they've really shown that they've been able to utilize the small ball a little bit more, and that's led to some success, especially this past week against Bend, picking up the series victory, an upset win against the Bend Elks, winning 2 of 3. 1 ball and no strikes. The Kedron Kinsey is the first pitch, tailed away from Hammond. Hammond's second pitch, outside, throw back towards first from Stransky, and it's wide from Doyle King. So Nye at first base, 2 balls and no strikes. The Kedron Kinsey, the lone WCL All-Star, still on the roster for Springfield. Kinsey batting .273 this season, 7 doubles, 3 home runs. Pitch in for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kinsey. Had a good series against Bend. Had 1 day off in the series. It was game number 1, but overall had 4 hits in the 2 games, including a 3-for-5 performance with a home run against Bend in game number 2. 2-1. Up and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike from Kinsey. And Hammond this season, he has 7 walks to 4 strikeouts. Make it 8 if you factor in the 1 to Nye. And that's certainly been a struggle for Hammond in his 7 2/3 innings entering today. 3-1. Taken inside, and it's another walk. So back-to-back walks put 2 aboard for Springfield here on the top of the first inning. Drifters looking to strike first, and Elijah Maris coming to the plate. Maris was held hitless in the 4-2 victory against Bend, a rarity as of late. He's been red hot this season, batting .295, really improved at the end of June into July. He was batting just .167 on June 25th, and he's up to .295 now. Spent the last week over .300. Crashed his 4th home run of the season in game number 2 against Bend. Him and Kedron Kinsey, the lone men with RBIs in that game. It was Kinsey having a 2-run home run and Maris having a solo shot. Pitch in. Maris swings and misses, 0-1. And it was a rare pop for Springfield, who's now up to 11 home runs this season. A welcoming sight after last year finishing with just 7 home runs on the season. A little bit more pop in the bats this season. The 0-1, Maris takes inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Blake Hammond. So Hammond starting his first game since July 27th. It was a 12-2 victory. Through 4 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 5 hits, 3 walks, and a strikeout. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hammond fires off the edge of the plate outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Elijah Maris. So Maris, he's going into his 6th season of college baseball. He's been at it a while. I was talking to him a little bit about that journey. Started at Ventura College, then worked his way to Hawaii Pacific, then Corbin, then Linfield. And he's finally found his home in Linfield. Checks his swing. He went around 2-2. He said that he got 3 years back from redshirting and then 2 years of COVID baseball at Ventura College, and that gifted him 3 years for free. And then he went to Hawaii Pacific for a year, Corbin for a year, Linfield this past year, and then he'll have 1 more year at Linfield this upcoming year. It's quite the story. He's 25. 2-2, taken down and away. Stransky can't keep it in front of him, but only 1 runner advances in Nye. So Nye advances to third. Kinsey remains at first base. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out and now runners on the corners. Maris this season with 22 RBIs, leading the Springfield team. As Nye just 90 feet away from scoring here on the top of the first inning. Full count to Maris. Hammond's payoff pitch. Grounded towards the right side. Sliding play by Takata. He knocks it down, throws it to first, and it's over the head of Kane. Going to third base is Kinsey. In to score is Nye. Maris would have beat out it despite the throw over Kane's head. And the Drifters take the lead 1-0 here in the top of the first. It looks like it's kind of a 50-50 play. Maybe how you could rule it would be an error. And one run comes in. I think the error maybe on the throw. It was a sliding play. I'm not sure if the play at second would have been the easiest. And they're just going to mark it as an error. So the E4 brings in the game's first run as the first pitch is in for a strike to Nolan Miller. So 0-1 to Miller. Runners on the corner still. 1 out, 1-0 Springfield leading. Pitch in, a little bit high. Taken off towards second is Maris. It's a double steal attempt. Throw back home, and it's in time to get Kinsey. So Maris tried to get himself in a rundown, and it was perfectly played defensively for Ridgefield. They were looking for the delayed steal, trying to get Maris in the rundown, and instead Nunez caught it, came home with it, and was able to snag Kinsey out at the plate. Maris eventually advanced the second on the throw home. So now runner at second, 2 outs, 1-0 the score. Pitch in, Miller fouls it back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Miller batting 171 this season, but just picked up 2 hits in his last game yesterday against Bend. Much needed hits for Miller, who's up to 6 hits now on the season. And 1 error defensively for Ridgefield. 1-0 Springfield leading. We go to the bottom of the first here on the Drifters live stream. One to nothing, Springfield leading here in the bottom of the first inning. Billy Dotson on the bump today, and he has a chance at history. If he goes over 5 innings today, Billy Dotson will become the Drifters' all-time leader in innings pitched, and we'll see if Dotson can do it. Alan Embry, his plan for Dotson today is he's going to throw 7 innings, and I think that every coach wants that out of their starting pitcher, but we'll see if he does indeed do that here today. So Billy Dotson comes to the plate. First pitch in, a strike to Taylor Takata. No balls and 1 strike. David Richardson, the home plate umpire. Field umpire today, Shane Kelly. Dotson's second pitch, bounce to the right side. Nye, the second baseman, fields, flips it over to first and retires Takata for out number 1. Defensively today for Springfield, Sam Weber out in left field, Gage Bruce in center field, Garrett Cooper in right, Kedron Kinsey, the third baseman, with Elijah Maris, the shortstop, Chase Nye, who you heard at second base, Nolan Miller today at first base, and Jackson Upton catching behind the plate. So now Justin Stransky coming to the plate. Stransky, the 2-hole hitter from Fresno State, an impressive batting average this season at .367. as he takes a strike 0-1. He's second in the league in batting average with that .367 average, and so in back-to-back games for Springfield, they face off against the league leader in Easton Amundsen, and now the 2 guy in Justin Stransky. Dotson delivers another strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Stransky, who's back with the Raptors after a strong 2023 campaign in which he batted .337 last season in Ridgefield. The 0-2, down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Dotson, who comes in 4th in the WCL in ERA and innings pitched this season. He has 49 innings pitched this season, entering today a 3.49 ERA and a 4-2 record this season for Dotson, the right-hander from Ottawa University in Arizona. Bouncing ball to the left side, left of the chalk, and we'll do the 1-2 one more time to Stransky. So Dotson, another returner to Springfield, and so you have the 2-year Drifter going up against the 2-year Raptor here. A lot of WCL experience here today. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dotson's pitch. Line towards the left side. Diving play by Maris. In the grass. He gets up, throws to first, and a 1-hopper just a tad late as Stransky legs it out for a 1-out single. Nice athleticism for Elijah, who's played a lot at third base this season. But he gets the start at shortstop, where he's projected to play at Linfield this next season. I was talking to Elijah a little bit about that. Where do you feel the most comfortable? We've seen you at third. We've seen you DH. We've seen you at shortstop. Where do you feel the best? And he said, I really feel the best at shortstop. And it looked like he was completely comfortable there on the diving play. First pitch into Hunter Kashke for a strike from Billy Dotson, 0-1. So Kashke, the 3-hole hitter, right fielder, stands in, runner at first, 1 out, 1-0, Springfield leading here in the bottom of the first. Kashke batting .361 this season, just 2 places behind Stransky in the WCL total. He's 4th in the league as he takes inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Dotson. Dotson this season, that 4-2 record, 3.49 ERA, 17 strikeouts to just 6 walks, and I think that's been a big thing for Billy this season, is just limiting the walks and just getting a lot of soft contact as he gets a ground ball up the middle, but it finds its way into center field for a hit for Kashke. Back-to-back singles for the Raptors, put 2 aboard here in the bottom of the first. And now Safea Mawai. He makes his return to Ridgefield as well, was with the club in 2022, and he had a phenomenal year with the Raptors in that 2022 season. He hit .345 with 3 home runs, 7 doubles, a triple, and 34 RBIs. Mawai now at Chaminade. And now Mawai looks at the first pitch and grounds it foul, 0-1. He started his career at the University of Hawaii, then left, went to BYU, and then took a season off after that year in Hawaii, and now in Chaminade. So far, a good start in his return to Ridgefield. Played in all 3 games this past series against Yakima Valley. Had hits in each of the games and finished with 6 hits in 14 at-bats. Up to a .429 average, his 4th game in his return to Ridgefield. First game back in the Rourke. Dotson comes to the plate, the 0-1, up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mawai. Stransky was dancing around at second. Maris was calling for the ball, but no throw back from Dotson. Just worried about the batter at Mawai at the plate. Dotson, the Junction City, Oregon native, glares in and comes set at the waist. Delivers down low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mawai. Mawai, former top 500 draft prospect out of high school. He was ranked as the 27th best first baseman in the class of 2020. That led to him signing with his home state, Hawaii. He's originally from Hilo. Him and Kedron Kinsey grew up playing around the same organization as Mawai fouls it back 2-2. Was talking to Kedron Kinsey about Mawai and just his power. He has a lot of pop off his bat, and he said, I just remember him one time we were young kids, and Mawai rocketed a ball off of a kid's face, sent him to the hospital, and that's what he remembers the most about Mawai, was that he was able to just square up baseballs. He was able to launch them over the walls and, well, line drive up the middle as well. Dotson has to be aware to the 6'2 Mawai at the dish. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 on. Drifters still leading by 1. Dotson looks back towards second, now throws back towards second. Maris covering over there. Stransky at second. The catcher this season with 8 stolen bases. It's a Raptors team that doesn't steal a ton. They're 13th in the WCL out of 16 teams in stolen bases. Just 58 on the year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dotson's pitch. Down and inside. Mawai was able to avoid it. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mawai, a full count. Dotson looking for a ground out to get out of this. "3-2. Just off the edge of the plate, and it's a walk to Mawai. A rare walk for Dotson, who did have 2 walks in his last outing, and that was a rarity at that. He had 4 walks entering that outing against Walla Walla back on July 27th. He ended up giving up 5 earned runs on 6 hits and the 2 walks, but he picked up the win, and that was a big win for Dotson. That was his 5th career, and that set the Springfield Drifter record for most wins in a career. Was able to overpass John Over's 4, and now he has a big bat to face in Doyle Kane. Raptors fans making some noise for the return of Doyle Kane, also with that 2022 team, where he had a ton of success with the Raptors. Kane takes inside, 1-0. Him and his brother Mikey were both excellent players. They were both out of College of the Canyons at the time. Same place as Chris Cota, the head man for the Raptors, and they ended up departing, going their separate ways. Pitch high, 2-0. At one point, I believe both Doyle and Mikey were both committed to USC. Mikey ended up flipping his commitment to Oregon State, getting drafted by the White Sox last season. Well, Doyle, he went to UC San Diego, and he had a successful campaign in 2023, hitting .327. Takes it inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Dotson falls behind. The base is loaded, in danger of walking in a run, but during that 2022 year, Doyle, he hit .349 with 23 RBIs and 6 doubles. 3-0 pitch. Inside, may have hit him. Either way, it's going to be a run coming in for Ridgefield to tie it here on the bottom of the first. So base is still loaded, 1 out. And now Kobe Wallace coming to the plate. So Wallace, the left fielder, sees the first pitch. In for a strike from Dotson as he gets back in the zone. 0-1. So Wallace from the University of Washington, Rancho Santa Margarita, California native. Santa Margarita Catholic High School. That's where he graduated from. Takes it in the turf. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wallace batting .360 this summer with the Raptors, just his 16th game overall. 18 hits, 50 at-bats with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Dotson's 1-1, bounce to the right side. Miller fields, he comes home for 1 out. Upton's throw back to first base, a double play. So Billy Dotson gets out of the inning with just 1 run coming in on 2 hits and 2 left-handed. A much-needed double play to get out of the inning and keep it a tie game at 1. We go on to the second inning, 1-1 the score here on the Drifters live stream. Sam Weber leading things off here in the top of the second inning. 1-1 the score. We're even through one as Blake Hammond goes back to work here in the top of the second. Sam Weber to the dish. Left fielder takes it off his left arm, and he's going to head to first base with a hit by pitch. So Hammond had 2 walks in the first inning, and he starts the second inning with a hit by pitch to Weber. Runner at first. Nobody out for Jackson Upton, the Vancouver, Washington native. Went to Prairie High School, now playing at Yakima Valley College. Has a lot of fans, family in attendance as well here today in Ridgefield. First pitch to Upton, taken for a strike. 1-1. So a runner at first in Weber. Weber this season, 3 stolen bases in his 16 games with Springfield. It feels just like yesterday. He was a late addition to the team, and he's been a consistent everyday player. As Upton shows bunts it on 2 hops in front of Stransky, the catcher, who fields and flips over to first base to retire Upton. The sac bunt pays off and advances Weber into scoring position. Springfield, a team that is 5th in the WCL in sacrifice hits this season, that they're 24th, and Upton, the catcher, a rare start for him behind the plate. Does his job and gets the ground out. Now runner in scoring position, 1 out for Dylan Carson, the DH today for Springfield. Weber on the move, first pitch down low. Stransky's throw to third, a little bit high. Leaping up was Mamarian as he lands over Weber. Seems to be okay and gets up on the third base bag. And getting a high five or two, a patting on the back, you could say, from Leo Rivera, the third base coach. Rocco Ferrari back over at first base coach after Kyle Whitty's brief stint yesterday. And now Carson gets hit on the back, and he'll head to first with a hit by pitch. So Dylan Carson, the second hit by pitch in the inning, issued by Hammond, and now runners on the corners for Garrett Cooper. Cooper, the right fielder today from Bremerton, Washington. Sophomore heading into his second season at Lower Columbia College up there in Longview with the Red Devils. He's commuting down from Longview here to Ridgefield this weekend, back at home at his apartment he has for this next school year. Takes the pitch outside, 1 ball and no strikes from Hammond. Garrett Cooper today batting .220, 28 hits, 2 doubles, 13 RBIs. Has a chance for number 14 waiting at third in Weber. Slices the 1-0 foul. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cooper. So Garrett Cooper today wearing the high pants. He has the socks tucked in to the short pants, and this is a first for him in a while. He was talking to me about it before the game, and he was telling me that he doesn't know the last time he wore this style of pants. He grabbed the wrong pants and ended up with the stirrup pants rather than the traditional longs pants that he had all season long. Said maybe middle school baseball was the last time he wore his socks up like this, but it's been quite some time, and it's just the way that things unfolded here today in Ridgefield. 1-1 down and away, 2 balls and 1 strike to Cooper. So Cooper looking to get going, had a hit in the game yesterday against Bend. A 1-for-4 outing with an RBI. Had a mid-season slump, but looking to get it going again. 2-1 pitch. Rolled to the right side. Kane picks it up, goes to 2 for 1. The throw back to first base, beats Cooper, and it's a double play to end the inning. Springfield threatened with runners on the corners, but 1 left stranded after no hits, no runs, and no errors. Going to the bottom of the second, 1-1 the score here in Ridgefield on the Drifters live stream. Kyle Marion swings at the first pitch and lines it to left field for a base hit. It's the third hit of the game for the Ridgefield Raptors as they start with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second inning. 1-1 the score here in the bottom of the second here at the Rourke. Drifters playing up here in Ridgefield for the first time. Last road series of the year. They get Bellingham to end the season back at home, and their last road series of the year is up here in Ridgefield. It's a packed crowd on Fan Appreciation Night here at the Rourke. Throw back to first from Billy Dotson. And back there safely is Mamarian, the third baseman. He comes in with just 2 stolen bases this season. So now Julian Nunez, the shortstop at the plate. Runner at first. On deck is Deshaun Harris. Dotson's pitch, bunted up the first base side. Dotson fields, underhands at the first base, and just like the Drifters in the top half of this inning, it's a sacrifice hit to advance the runner from first to second. 1 out and a runner in scoring position now for Deshaun Harris. The Raptors this season are third in the WCL in sacrifice hits. That their 44th of the season. And they sacrifice Nunez's bat for Harris. And a chance here for an RBI. So Harris, the center fielder in the 9 spot, batting .283 this season. The Parker, Texas native that plays at Oklahoma. Wearing the maroon for the Raptors, swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it up towards center field. Gage Bruce makes the catch. Tagging at second on the play is Mamarian, and he'll advance to third. So a sac bunt and a fly out advances Mamarian from first base to third base. 2 outs, and now Taylor Takata coming to the dish. So Takata 0 for 1. He grounded out to second to start his day, and now the second baseman up for the second time. Tough out to get. Takata came in with a .331 average, on base percentage at .485 with 37 walks this season. He's third in the league in walks this year. As Dotson's first pitch misses down low. 1 ball and no strikes from Takata. Curveball that time from Dotson. Just couldn't connect with the low outside corner. So Takata with 37 walks in now his 39th game of the season. The 1-0 to him. Taken inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Some guys just have a knack, a good plate vision, the size. Takata, though, 5'11", 185 pounds. It's not like he's a tiny guy. But he somehow, some way, finds a way to walk so many times. 2-0. Pops the ball up deep towards right field. Going back is Cooper at the track. He makes the catch in front of the wall for the final out. Pretty well struck, 317 feet out towards right field, but Takata didn't get enough. And that'll do it for the Raptors. Runner left stranded at third after the leadoff single. No runs and no errors. Going to the third inning, 1-1 the score here on the Drifters live stream. Top of the third inning, 1-1 the score. It's Springfield coming back up to the plate. Gage Bruce, Chase Nye, and Kedron Kinsey. Top of the order, due up for Springfield against Blake Hammond, the right-hander from Northwest Nazarene. Hammond's first pitch into Gage Bruce for a strike, 0-1. Able to drop the breaking ball in the heart of the plate to Bruce. 0-1. Bruce 0 for 1, a line out to center field, his first time up. The 0-1 to Bruce. Taken for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2 to him. So Bruce, yesterday, it was his birthday. His dad, Steve, was in attendance. Steve back here at the Rourke today, making the drive down from Woodinville, Washington, up in the Seattle area. The 0-2 pitch, Bruce slices it towards right field, and it drops down for a base hit. Bruce takes a turn around first, and then we'll have to try to get back there quickly as Kashke fielded it in right field, threw it back to Doyle Kane, the first baseman, but Bruce back in safely. And he's able to get aboard with a single to lead things off here in the top of the third inning. A good plate appearance for Bruce as he's able to end up at first base after starting behind 0-2 in the count. So now Chase Nye to the plate, walk his first time up. Drifters' only run, who came in on the air by Taylor Takata. That was the Drifters' first hit of the game as Nye takes high, 1-0. Springfield had plenty of base runners. In fact, the first time through the order, 5 base runners, 5 batters reached for Springfield. And it was 2 on walks, 2 on hit by pitches, and 1 on the air. But finally, they get their first hit. Nye takes a strike. Outside part of the plate, 89-mile-per-hour heater from Hammond. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Chase Nye. Went hitless in the last game yesterday against Bend. It was his first time going hitless since his first game of the year against Walla Walla back on July 26th. Throw back towards first. Bruce dives back safely. But a heck of a start for Nye. He did walk, though, so he reached base safely. And it's another game where Nye reaches safely on a walk. 1-1, shows bunt, pulls it back, and it misses down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Nye. I mean, 8 walks in now 7 games. Pretty good percentage for the second baseman. Not the biggest guy, 5'8", 170 pounds, but he's stocky. A lot of strength to him. 2-1 upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike, and just talking to some people around the Bushnell program, they really like this bat. They wanted him to work on his fielding, but his fielding this summer has been really good, and they've put him into some tough spots. They've put him at shortstop, they put him at second base, they put him at third, and, well, he's found success defensively at each of those positions. He takes a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A good pitch from Hammond as he's able to connect to the low outside corner on an 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Trying to get the stick going one more time. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Nye pops it up towards left field. Charging in is Wallace towards the line, and it drops foul. Just a tad foul on the pop-up by Nye. And it may be one of those situations for Nye where he doesn't realize how versatile he is. Talking to Alan Embry, he talked a lot about Sam Weber and his progress this summer. Weber came into the summer pretty adamant that he was just an infielder, but they've stuck him out in the outfield several times, and all of a sudden Sam's opened his eyes and realized he could play outfield as well, as Nye takes another pitch high, and it's another walk for Chase Nye. So a walk and a single put 2 aboard. And we'll see if Kedron Kinsey, the 3-hole hitter, is going to put down a sacrifice bunt. So it looks like a coaching visit now to Blake Hammond. So Hammond getting a talk to after issuing yet another walk. He's up to now 3 walks on the game with 2 hit by pitches. And he came into the inning with 31 pitches thrown. Had a good second inning. He did hit 2 batters, but other than that, he was able to get out of trouble. Got a 3-6-3 double play to end the inning. Got the 3 outs on just 9 pitches after a 23-pitch first inning. But now up to 41 pitches. And now Kedron Kinsey coming in. Doyle Kane inching in from first base. Playing on the grass. Nye a well lead from first. Bruce at second, 2-1, nobody out. Top of the third, 1-1 the score. Pitch in, a little bit high and away to Kinsey, and he does not show bunt. So they're going to let Kinsey swing away. So weird this season compared to the last 2 years for Springfield. In this situation the past 2 years, it was no doubt a sacrifice bunt play with Tommy Richards as the coach. As Kinsey takes a tough luck strike inside, 1-1. David Richardson, the home plate umpire, rolling that one. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kinsey. And again, last year, the year before that, this situation, runners at first and second, nobody out. You were bunting no matter what under Coach Richards. As Kinsey swinging out of his shoes, misses the pitch down and away. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kinsey, the Hilo, Hawaii native. Trying to give Springfield the lead. Drifters led 1-0 after the top of the first inning. Ridgefield able to tie it in the bottom of the first. 1-2 to Kinsey. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kinsey, who just wrapped up his second season at Pierce Community College. Kinsey going to be heading off to Hawaii next season. Excited to go home and play for the Rainbow Warriors. 2-2, breaking ball, taken high. 3 balls and 2 strikes, didn't miss by much, but Hammond above the zone, now has a full count to Kinsey.
Let's go Raptors!
Kinsey with 21 RBIs this season, trailing just by 1 to Elijah Maros standing on deck. 3-2, fouls it off. Both runners on the move. But Kinsey will have to see another pitch. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, so 2 on and nobody out, 1-1 the score. Kinsey 5 RBIs in his past 4 games. Going to add on to his total and chance to tie Maris in the situation. 3-2. Kinsey pops it up towards right field, dropping quickly, but not enough as Kashi comes in and makes the catch for out number 1. So a fly out by Kinsey puts it out on the board, and now Elijah Maris to the dish, reached on an air his first time up. And on the air by Takata, back in the first inning, it allowed Chase Nye to come in to score. Nice inning at first, Bruce at second, and here is Elijah Maris. First pitch to Maris, grounded to the left side, through the 5-6 hole. Rivera's waving Bruce, picking it up in left field is Wallace. The throw comes home, Bruce is in there safely. Springfield takes the lead 2-1 here in the top of the third. Elijah Maris stays hot, and he comes through one more time. He's just been on a tear. Since the last week of June, Maris has just done everything. And he gets his 23rd RBI of the season to give Springfield the lead here in the top of the third on the road. First pitch to Nolan Miller. Taken down low. 1 ball and no strikes to Miller, who struck out swinging his first time up. Runners at first and second. 1 out, and now Springfield with the lead. Miller swings at the 1-0, popped up towards Harris, the center fielder. He comes in and makes the catch for out number 2. But Springfield still threatening with a runner in scoring position and 2 on with 2 out here in the top of the third. So Sam Weber will come back up to the plate, led off last inning with a hit by pitch. And the young Weber, younger brother of Wilson Weber, the Oregon State catcher, will come in. So 2-1 Springfield leading, top of the third as the Drifters retake the lead from the Raptors. First pitch to Weber, breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes to Sam. It was the 3rd hit by pitch of the season that Weber was able to take. Drifters weren't able to score last inning despite the 2 hit by pitches. 1-0 in the turf. 2 balls and no strikes to Sam. This season has 4 RBIs in his 16 games that he's played. He's only had 2 games this season where he hasn't recorded a hit. Looking for a hit here in this situation, looking for a clutch hit. 2-0 outside, 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see if he gets the green light. And that's really been the struggle this season for Springfield, is getting those clutch hits. Drifters 15th in the league, second to last with 163 RBIs this season. Now up to 164 thanks to the one out hit by Elijah Maris. Taken for a strike on the 3-0. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. So the RBIs haven't come a ton for Springfield. But they get the clutch one by Elijah Maris. And now looking for another one here with Weber at the plate. 2 on and 2 out and a 3-1 count. Pitch from Hammond. Swing and a drive towards right field. Harris giving chase in the alleyway. He makes the catch and slides near the wall for the final out. What a play by Deshaun Harris. He went a while. It was driven 315 feet out towards right field. But Harris tracks it down for the final out. Springfield, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 left stranded. We'll now head on to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-1 the score. Springfield with the lead here on the Drifters live stream. Billy Dotson back out there for the bottom of the 3rd, and his offense helped him out, gave him the lead as we begin the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2-1 the score, Springfield with the lead. 2-1 off of 2 hits for Springfield, 3 hits for Ridgefield, and 1 error defensively for the Raptors. Billy Dotson's first pitch to Justin Stransky. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Nice breaking ball from Dotson. Able to drop it 5 inches vertically, just 1 horizontally, but he's able to break it in. And Stransky's bat went over the ball. The 0-1 from Dotson, down and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Stransky, who singled his first time up. And an excellent hitter this summer for the Raptors once again. Last year batting .337, this year continued the success. He has a bright future as Stransky takes down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Stransky spent 2 years at Lower Columbia College. He's from Puyallup, Washington, so a Pacific Northwest native that just transferred to Fresno State to the Central Valley last year. High chopper to the left side. Kinsey tried to barehand, but he didn't have a play. A little bit off to the right was going to be a tough play regardless for Stransky. Despite being a catcher, some speed over there from Stransky, and he gets the infield hit to lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd. Would have been a highlight reel play, though, from Kinsey if he was able to barehand and toss it over to first base. Pitch up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Hunter Kashke. So Kashke also singled his first time up. Drifters leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Runner at first, nobody out. Dotson looking for another double play ball. 1-0. Taken down low, 2-0. Dotson had a double play back in the 1st inning. A 3-2-3 double play with Nolan Miller helping out. The bases loaded, got out of the jam after walking in a run. So here's Kashke, the Utah Tech prospect from Las Vegas. And he takes it low. Now 3 balls and no strikes. Dotson in danger of walking his 3rd batter, and he only had 6 walks entering today in 49 innings pitched. taken for a strike. Dotson able to get back in the zone to Jarecki. Went 302 this past season at Utah Tech, 13 home runs, 12 doubles. He slugged .568. The Trailblazers at Utah Tech, and has continued it this summer with the Raptors. Dotson steps off the mound and will get back on. Just feels like every season, at least in my limited time here in the WCL, that Ridgefield just continues to go on a tear in the second half of the season. This season, that's certainly been the case, 17-5 the second half of the season. And it's taken down low. Jarecki works a walk, and now two batters aboard with nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. Springfield still leading by 1. And brings up Safea Mawai. And we'll see if Mawai shows bunt here in this situation. 2-1, nobody out with the Raptors so keen to showing the sacrifice bunt. With now 44 sacrifice hits this season. So Dotson with 2 on and nobody out. His team still leading. Will work out of the stretch. Dotson looks back towards second a few times and now comes to the plate. Mawai swinging, bounces it to first, backhand by Miller. One hops it to second for one. Maris pump fakes the first and then flips over to third. No throw, and he just gets the out at second. Mawai at first. So Stransky advances to third. Runners on the corners, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. So 3-6 fielder's choice play. Nolan Miller, he hasn't played a ton at first base this season. And there a nice backhand, but then he went towards second to try to get the out there and maybe start a double play. But Mawai using his speed to leg it out for a fielder's choice play. And now Dotson, a ground ball up the middle, away from getting out of this inning unscathed. Open for a double play here with Doyle Kane to the plate, who takes the first pitch for a strike from Dotson. 0-1. Again, Billy Dotson, the plan for him today, according to Alan Embry, is he's throwing 7 innings regardless. Let's see if he does it here today. The 0-1, taken down and away, 1-1. And it's really funny because if you would have asked me about a week ago, we would have said this is the inning for history for Billy Dotson. And according to Point Streak, if he completes this inning, he ties Hunter Dryden for most innings pitched as a Springfield Drifter. But it was until a week ago that Dotson came up to me and said, no. The stats are wrong in Point Streak. 1-1, down and away, 2-1. He said last year, in the last series of the year, somebody had to borrow his jersey for the final game, and they credited him with 2 innings pitched. And he had to let me know that he didn't throw those last 2 innings and that he had to go throw 2 more innings to get the record. So this could have been the inning that tied Hunter Dryden for most innings pitched, but is not. 2-1, swing and a miss by Kane, 2-2, and he told me, he said, Knight, I don't want a Mickey Mouse record. I just want the real deal. Give it to me. And he has 2 more outings to get it. So if he doesn't get to 5 1/3 today and breaks Dryden's record, then he has 1 more opportunity to try to get it. But obviously, with the game plan today, he's hoping to get it here today. 2-2 pitch to Kane, and he reaches for a pitch and fouls it off. Just stays alive. So big time at bat for Doyle Kane. His first game back with the Raptors. As mentioned, a dominant year in 2022, batting .349. Him and his brother Mikey were quite the terror. Both of them played at the College of the Canyons. Doyle, all WSC first team selection in 2022 before going to UCSD. 2-2 pitch. Hit on 1 hop, past the diving Maris into center field, and we are tied. Doyle Kane, an RBI single. And the Raptors tie it at 2. Mawai advances the second. And it's the 5th hit of the game for Ridgefield to bring in the second run. So just after Springfield took the lead in the top half of the inning, the Raptors even it up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Now 2 on, 1 out, 2-2 the score for Colby Wallace, who grounded into a double play his first time up. First pitch, Dotson misses outside, 1-0. So Dotson looking for another ground ball from Wallace to turn 2 for the second time. See if he can get it here. Harris covering over at second, the shortstop. As Wallace pops it up towards left field. And it slices foul. 1-1. So Colby Wallace at the plate. 10 RBIs this season. Has a chance to give the Raptors the lead here in the bottom of the third. One one, popped up towards left side, out of play. 1-2. Dotson, no strikeouts today. And that's just not his style. I mean, he came in with 17 across 49 innings, but not a big strikeout pitcher. Really plays to the weak contact. Ridgefield up to 5 hits now, and they've just been able to find holes. 1-2, foul tipped into the mitt of Upton, and it's a strikeout for Dotson, his first. And he gets a much-needed second out on the board.
Time for a little two-out rally. Let's get one going right now with your third baseman.
So it brings out Kyle Mamarian. Mamarian a single his first time up. 2 on, 2 outs. Pitch in. Inside. 1-0 to Mamarian, the third baseman from Gonzaga University. Just played in 29 games with 8 starts at Gonzaga this past year. Had just 4 hits. And now has a single up the middle. Bruce fields it in center field, throws it home, and Miller, the first baseman, cuts it off. Station to station as Mawai goes to third, Kane goes to second, and Mamarian at first with his second single today. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and Dotson looks to keep the game tied. Here's Julian Nunez, the shortstop from Pepperdine, with 11 RBIs this season for Ridgefield, across 24 games. First pitch, hits him, and that's the lead. So Mawai comes in and scores. Kane goes to third, Mamarian to second, and Nunez to first with the RBI hit by pitch. And it's now 3-2 Ridgefield. So the base is still loaded, 2 outs. And Ridgefield comes from behind, trailing 2-1 entering this inning. They score 2. And Desan Harris coming to the dish. Fly out to center field, his first time up. Dotson still just an out away from getting out of this inning. And if he gets out of this with just the 2 runs coming in, not the worst case scenario. But if Harris reaches and more runs come in, this could get out of hand quickly. First pitch. Harris takes in the turf, 1-0. And I asked Alan Embry about that before the game. I said, well, Billy Dotson's throwing. Who else is hot? Because the bullpen's been limited as of late. And he said, well, it's going to be the Billy and Biddy show. Tyler Bittinger going to have some action later on in this game. 1-0, hit up the middle, in to score is Kane. Racing around third is Mamarian. He comes in to score. And the Raptors extend the lead. It's 5-2. 2 RBI single for Desan Harris. And the Raptors have scored 4 runs in this inning. And they're not done just yet. It's the 9th batter of the inning. Taylor Takata coming up to the plate. And now Matt Hubbs out to talk things over with Billy Dotson. So Alan Embry said it's just going to be Tyler Bittinger and Billy Dotson today. He said maybe, just maybe, Jackson Upton's going to get up from catching and go pitch at the end of this game. We'll see what happens, but just based on my look at the bullpen, it looked like they were tossing a football earlier. And now maybe Tyler Bittinger's starting to get loose a little bit. So after a conversation with Matt Hubbs, back here today with Jackson Upton and Billy Dotson, it breaks, and Dotson will get back on the mound.
Fun going with your second baseman from Hawaii, Taylor Takata.
And it is Tyler Bittinger starting to get a little bit loose out in the bullpen. But not warming up yet, just starting to wind the arms around. Get a little loose. First pitch to Takata. Taken a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes to Takata, who's 0 for 2. Ground out to second and a fly out to right field. Still, though, 2 outs. Dotson a chance to get out of this. The 1-0. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So Dotson looking to get back in the zone here to Takata. Looks back towards second a few times, then delivers. In with a strike, upper outer corner. Nice slider from Dotson. 2-1 to Takata, who again has just been a patient player at the plate. .485 on base percentage entering today, heading off to Hawaii next season. Lines the ball into left field. It drops down for a base hit. Weber picks it up, throws it towards the plate. The one hopper a little bit late on the tag from Upton, as in to score is Julian Nunez. And the Raptors extend the lead. It is 6-2. Taylor Takata brings in his 16th run batted in on the season. And now the Raptors have batted around. Justin Stransky back to the plate, and the 2-out rally continues. It's 4 straight batters reaching with 2 outs. Single, hit by pitch, single, single. And now here's Stransky. First pitch to him. Taken up and inside, 1-0. Stransky 2 for 2, 2 singles, led off this inning with a single.
Oh yeah, they do some pretty good stuff. I think they're in Portland. Northeast Portland, I think.
The 1-0. Popped in the air towards right field. Drifting back is Bruce. He makes the catch for the final out. But not before the Raptors can score 5 runs on 5 hits. And they leave 2 stranded. Going on to the 4th inning. It is 6-2 Raptors here on the Drifters live stream. Jackson Upton leading things off here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch. Upton swings and misses from Blake Hammond, 0-1. Upton a sacrifice bunt his first time up. He'll be followed by Dylan Carson and Garrett Cooper. Bottom of the order, due up for Springfield. Second time through the order against Hammond as the right-hander delivers. Bouncer to the right side, jammed up Upton. Picking up is Takata. He throws over to first base and retires Upton for out number 1. 6-2 the score. It's the Raptors with the lead. 5 runs coming in that bottom of the 3rd inning. Springfield entered the bottom of the 3rd, leading 2-1. And they left trailing by 4. Still not out of it just yet. And now Dylan Carson to the plate. Hit by a pitch, his first time up against him. Looks like Tyler Bittinger still getting a little bit loose in the Drifters bullpen as there's a swing and a miss by Carson, 0-1. So Carson, the Bushnell product, didn't play a ton at Bushnell, was dealing with an injury. Just 3 games played this past year with 2 at-bats. Contributor the previous 2 years and a magnet of sorts all of a sudden. 2 at-bats, 2 hit by pitches. So, runner at first, 1 out for Garrett Cooper, who grounded into a double play his first time up. First pitch, up and away, 1 ball and no strike to Cooper. So Cooper, the long drive today from Longview here. He was talking about the traffic he hit the entirety of the way. I felt that too. It felt like everybody hit traffic today on this Friday. 1-0, 2-0. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just kind of that point in the summer where everybody's getting ready to go back to school, and so everybody's out on the road trying to hit one more weekend before school starts. 2-0, a little bit high, 3-0, but it felt like everybody and their mom was out on the road today. It took me about 3 hours to get just north of Portland to Vancouver from Sweet Home, Oregon. About the same distance from Springfield. 3-0 in for a strike, 3-1. That drive normally takes about 2 hours, so another hour of traffic. The entire drive, it was just wall-to-wall with cars the entirety of the way. That was the same sentiment that a lot of players shared today. 3-1 inside, and Cooper works a walk. So a hit by pitch and a walk put 2 aboard for Springfield, trailing by 4. But a chance to respond here in the 4th inning with Gage Bruce coming to the plate. And we're going to have another mound meeting. So we'll see if this is it for Hammond after 3 1/3. A new pitcher looks like he is coming in, and it is going to be a pitching change here in Ridgefield. 1 out, 2 on, 6-2 the score, top of the 4th. New pitcher into the game. We'll let you know who it is on the other half of this break here on the Drifters live stream. So the new pitcher in the game for Ridgefield is Dylan Richardson. Richardson, a right-hander from Edmonds Community College, comes into the game for Blake Hammond. 3 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs. Only 1 was earned so far. He is responsible for both base runners, with Cooper at first, Carson at second. 4 walks, 3 hit by pitches. A strikeout on 65 pitches for Hammond. And now the right-hander Richardson comes home, and the first pitch upstairs to Gage Bruce. 1-0 to Bruce. Single and a run scored Bruce's last time up. That led off last inning, and he was the one run to come in for Springfield to give them the lead. Since that point, that lead has evaporated, and they trail by 4. But a chance to respond here in the 4th. Richardson comes in with a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bruce. Able to paint 87 on the upper inner corner. So Richardson from Vancouver, Washington, appearing for the 12th time this season. A 1-1 record, a 5.71 ERA, and 17 1/3 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts to 14 walks. 1-1 high, 2-1. And the Drifters saw a lot of Richardson a few weeks ago, back on July 13th, which it feels like was just yesterday, but quite a bit of time ago in that mid-July home stretch for Springfield. Well, the Raptors came in and swept the Drifters. Richardson threw 3 innings, no runs, no hits, just walked 1 batter and struck out 3. But now a hit by pitch to Gage Bruce will load the bases for Chase Knight. So another hit by pitch by the Raptors, their 4th combined. And Springfield, despite being gifted 8 free passes on walks and hit by pitches, still just 2 runs. But this inning, it's been a hit by pitch, a walk, and another hit by pitch to load the bases. A bunch of free 90s, and now with 1 out and the bases loaded, we'll see if Chase Knight can come to the plate and bring some runs in for Springfield as they trail by 4. Knight 2 walks so far. Richardson's first pitch, outside, 1-0 to Knight. Richardson did a good job in that series against Springfield, just the 1 outing, but he came in and did his job exponentially well. The 1-0, outside, 2 balls and no strikes. He came in for Wyatt Nickel, who threw 3 innings, allowed 2 runs and 67 pitches. And then Richardson came in, calmed the storm. It was 44 pitches. Just 1 hit by pitch, 1 walk, and that was it. I mean, 3 strikeouts, you'll take that from a middle reliever. The Raptors are hoping for the same success here, but he starts behind 2 balls and no strikes to Knight. He was looking for maybe his 3rd walk of the game.
Let's go Raptors!
So 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out, and the bases loaded. Chase Knight with 3 RBIs this season. Chance to add on to his total on the season. 2-0 to Knight. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. So now Richardson a ball away from walking in a run. Springfield looking to strike here in the top of the 4th inning. Going to dig back into the Raptors' lead. 3-0 pitch. Off the edge of the plate. It's a 4-pitch walk to Chase Knight, his 3rd walk overall. And it brings in Dylan Carson. And the Drifters have scored a run off of 2 hit by pitches and 2 walks. Cooper moves to 3rd, Bruce to 2nd, Knight to 1st. Bases loaded, 1 out for Kedron Kinsey, who has walked and flown out so far. Looks like a pitcher starting to get loose in the Ridgefield bullpen if Richardson can't get out of this, as Kinsey takes in the turf inside near his back ankle. 1 ball and no strike to Kinsey. So the tying run on base at first base and Nye. Kinsey looking to find an alley here in this situation. Even us up at 6. The 1-0. Kinsey takes low below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. So the base is loaded. 2 balls and no strikes to Kinsey. Now 2 RBIs behind Maris for the team lead. 2-0. Taken all the way. He takes a strike right down Broadway. And the Raptors fans start to clap, cheer on Richardson after he gets back in the zone after 6 straight balls thrown. 2-1. Kinsey foul tips it at the play. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kinsey as Richardson evens it out.
That's all you got to do. Put it over the plate.
So bases loaded, 1 and out. One stat I did find today, not a great stat for Springfield, but Kedron Kinsey among the leaguers in double plays grounded into this season. He's grounded into 7. He's trying to avoid that here in this situation. Looking for a clutch hit with the bases loaded. Drifters so far today have left 4 runners on base. So the first 3 innings. Richardson comes set, the 2-2 pitch. Kinsey swings and fouls off the breaking ball from Richardson. It was a pitch well inside. Kinsey looking to square it up. Had 5 inches of vertical break, well inside the right-handed hitter's box. A defensive swing for Kinsey. Swinging away with 2 strikes. 2-2. Kinsey late on the swing, fouls it back. So another foul off with 2 strikes. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming here to Kinsey. Elijah Maris on deck, and Maris is hoping for another chance at an RBI. Gonna stay hot, had an RBI single his last time up. Would love the opportunity with the bases loaded. Richardson, the right-hander, ready, the 2-2. Kinsey pops it out of play. So 3 straight foul-offs with 2 strikes for Kinsey. Richardson this season with the 3 strikeouts against Springfield, and that was his 2nd highest of the season. Coming off his best outing where he had 4 strikeouts in 1 1/3 innings against Cowlitz. Faced off against 6 batters, struck out 4 of them. But so far hit by a pitch and a walk to start his day. 2-2. Kinsey pops the ball deep in the air towards left field, but Wallace racing over near the line makes the catch just in front of the bullpen, tagging at third, and coming in to score is Garrett Cooper, and the Drifters back on the board, and it's 6-4. So the lead cut in half so far in this inning. Kinsey, the sac fly, hit at 283, 91 off the bat, but died down quickly. The launch angle certainly wasn't there for Kinsey. So the 8-pitch at bat ends in a sac fly. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-run game. Elijah Maris to the plate. Richardson's first pitch to Maris. Popped in the air towards the first base side. Doyle Kane in foul territory. The first baseman makes the catch. And then I'll do it for the Drifters. No hits, 2 runs, 2 left stranded, no errors defensively. 6-4 the score as we go to the bottom of the 4th here on the Drifters live stream. Six to four the score, bottom of the 4th inning. Billy Dotson still out there as his 71st pitch of the game comes in for a strike, 0-1. So Dotson, 70 pitches through 3 innings, had a 31-pitch third inning, and now gets back in the zone with a strike. The 0-1 from Dotson, popped in the air towards shallow right field. Chase Knight, the second baseman, chases it down and makes the catch for out number 1. And Dotson's looking for some second inning success here in the 4th. He had 6 pitches, 3 outs in the second inning, and he starts this inning with 2 pitches and an out. And now Safea Mawai, the DH, will come to the dish.
Now at the plate, your designated hitter from Chaminade, Safea Mawai.
So here's Mawai. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time out. Walked before that. Dotson's first pitch. Slider outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Dotson. So Mawai from Hilo. Stocking to Kinsey again. They both grew up in Hilo, knew each other, played against each other at one point, played it with each other for a few times. He just remembers Mawai being a lot older than him and just crushing baseballs back in the day. And now the two get to face off against each other here in the WCL. 1-1, grounded foul, 1-2. There's a strong Hawaiian presence in the WCL. A lot of Hawaii baseball players and Hawaiian baseball players at that. Drifters just recently signed Justin Sukata, who actually played the first half of the season with Ridgefield. This one bounces in 2-2. Sukata from the University of Portland, but originally from Hawaii as well. And him and Kinsey sharing some laughs, hanging out before the game. Sure, it's some of that connection that they have back home. 2-2. Line foul. Out of play. Hawaii played at the University of Hawaii in 2021. I mean, that's every kid's dream out there in Hawaii. At least that's what Kedron has told me. Hawaii played for the Rainbow Warriors back in 2021. Played left field, first base, and designated hitter. As Hawaii takes outside, 3-2. In total, he played just 2 games, had 3 at-bats, scored 1 run on 1 walk, struck out twice, and that was it for his Hawaii career. Transferred to BYU, played more in 2023, and then no appearances at Chaminade this past year. Pop up towards center field. Gage Bruce in a few steps, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So 9 pitches, 2 outs. A lot more efficient here in the 4th inning for Dotson. He's looking to go over 5 innings today. Again, the game plan was he's going to throw 7, according to Alan Embry. And just looking into the dugout, Embry's contemplating what to do with his pitch count going up. Kind of a unique look at the dugouts here as the first pitch inside hits Doyle Kane, and a hit by pitch put a runner at first. The second hit by pitch allowed by Dotson. And it's so funny. We were talking about the walks earlier. So Dotson had 4 walks entering his last outing against Walla Walla, and he said, well, it's funny, I have 4 walks, but I also have 6 hit by pitches. He hit another batter, and the last outing now he's at 2. And so to him, the hit by pitches really equate to what the walks have been this season for him. But, you know, the walk stat's still in his favor. First pitch down and away, down and inside, I should say, to Colby Wallace, 1-0. But it is a unique look at the dugouts here because there was a fence, like just a clear fence that you can see into the dugout. As there's a line drive to right field by Wallace. It drops down for a base hit. Throw goes towards second from Garrett Cooper. And a hit by pitch and a single extends the inning. 2 on and 2 out for Kyle Marion as the Raptors look for another 2-out rally. They had it last inning with 4 straight batters reaching with 2 outs. And it started with Kyle Marion, who singled with 2 outs to get the party started for Ridgefield as they scored 5 runs on 5 hits. Dotson's first pitch, a breaking ball, line to left field, and it's down for a base hit. Weber picks it up. He'll throw home. Kane comes to the plate. The tag by Upton in time. Sam Weber from left field comes home, and he throws out Doyle Kane for the final out. Dotson gets some help from the defense, and Weber guns out Kane for out number 3. That'll do it for the Raptors. 2 left stranded after 2 hits, no runs, and no errors. We go to the 5th. It is still 6-4 here on the Drifters live stream. Top of the 5th inning, it is 6-4. Raptors leading, and the Drifters trailing by just 2, despite being out-hit right now 10-2. And they'll take it entering the 5th inning as Dylan Richardson's first pitch is popped in the air by Nolan Miller out towards left field. Colby Wallace makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to start this 5th inning for the Drifters offensively. Brings up Sam Weber, who just had a highlight reel play defensively in the bottom of the 4th inning. Weber from left field was able to throw home and keep it a 2-run game after the single by Marion. The Raptors sent Doyle Kane around third base, but Weber's throw from left field was able to get Kane at the plate and keep it a 2-run game. Weber shows bunt, pulls it back, and he was almost hit by a pitch for the 2nd time today. Pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Weber a hit by a pitch and a fly out so far. Left fielder out of LC State coming to the plate. So Dylan Richardson winds, deals. Weber chops it to third, under the middle of Marion into left field. Tough play for Marion. They're going to put a hit on the board. So it goes down as a hit, not an error. So Weber happy about that. And again, it's been just all but 1 game where Weber has not had a hit. At least the game that he started. He came in and had 1 pinch hit at bat, and he went 0 for 1 in 1 outing. But other than that, he's done a pretty good job this season for Springfield as he just continues to add on to his on-base percentage. Came in with .396, now 2 for 3 to start his day. Now 2 balls and no strikes to Upton. All right, first 1 out, 2 balls and no strikes to the Prairie High School graduate in Jackson Upton. 2-0. Up and away. Weber gets down towards second. So a stolen base by Sam Weber, and now a runner in scoring position. 3 balls and no strikes to Upton. Weber, a stolen base for him is 4th of the season. And Springfield hoping for the small ball here in this situation to pay off. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Upton. Fouled into the mitt of Sharansky. 2-2. Upton this season, just 1 RBI in 12 games played. Not a ton of at-bats, though. 4 hits and 17 at-bats entering today. 2-2. Upton takes down and away, 3-2. And it's really funny. I mean, you think about the 17 at-bats. Well, he's appeared on the mound also 9 times. Drifters have utilized him as a pitcher quite a bit this summer, although the last 2 outings haven't gone his way. Had a really good middle stretch of the season. But he's given up 13 earned runs in his last 2 outings on the mound as a position player out there to throw. 3-2 to him. Pops it in the air towards right center field. Deshaun Harris runs a long way but gets called off by Hunter Kashke, who makes the catch and throws it into third base, keeping Weber at second. Two outs, runner at second, and Dylan Carson to the plate. So according to Alan Embry and a lot of the players, the over-under of 3.5 home runs has not hit yet. Everybody was taking the over today with the hot weather and the short porch and just all the factors of this ballpark being a home run hitting ballpark. No home runs today, although Dylan Carson with some pop in the bat. 6 career home runs at Bushnell, has a chance for one here. Hoping to tie the game as he takes a strike 0-1. Wishful thinking, we could say. Carson, no home runs with the Drifters. Just his 8th game overall. A couple of pinch hit at bats. Not a ton of starts, and he's left guessing on the pitch from Richardson. Checks his swing, and he was not sure where that one was going to come in. It came in below the zone, but he chased the pitch from Richardson. And now no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and runner at second. 6-4 the score here on the top of the 5th. Richardson looking to get out of this jam. The 0-2. Carson early on the swing and fouls it away. And really, Weber at second on a tough luck play by Kyle Mamarian. Hard hit ball, almost a routine play to third, took a weird bounce on the turf. So no balls and 2 strikes to Carson. The Eugene, Oregon native takes up and away 1-2. We talk about the home runs in this ballpark. The Raptors leading the WCL with 21 home runs hit this summer. Drifters up to 11 home runs this summer after just 7 last summer. Trying to get one on the road here. This would be the perfect opportunity. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for Carson and the Drifters. Richardson picks up his first strikeout and leaves one stranded after 1 hit. No runs and no errors. Halfway through this game, we go to the bottom of the 5th. 6-4, Raptors leading here on the Drifters live stream.
From Pepperdine.
Bottom of the 5th inning, it is 6-4, Raptors leading here at the Rourke. A warm evening up here in Ridgefield, Washington. First pitch fouled away by Julian Nunez, 0-1. Sack bunt, hit by pitch. RBI for Nunez so far. He was able to bring in a run on that hit by pitch back in the 3rd inning. Up for the 3rd time, Dotson looking to complete 3 times through the order. The 0-1. Chopper to the right side of the infield. Dotson watches it go foul. Does the smart thing. Initially, it looked like he was going to field it, trying to go to first, maybe even field it and get the tag on Nunez. But as soon as he saw Nunez past him and the ball rolling right of the line, he let it go foul. And now we'll try to get the out here. Ahead, no balls and 2 strikes to Nunez, the shortstop from Pepperdine. So Dotson, 81 pitches through 4 innings. We'll see how long he goes. Again, the plan for today was 7 innings, but with the pitch count up, it might be a little bit shorter than that. The 0-2 bounces in, 1-2. Dotson officially up to 53 innings pitched this summer. He's getting closer and closer to that record. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Dotson as he gets his second strikeout to retire Nunez for out number 1. So 1 out, nobody on, and now Desan Harris coming to the plate.
Your center fielder from Oklahoma, Desan Harris.
So here's Desan Harris. Two RBI single his last time up, a fly out to center field before that. Dotson's first pitch, outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Dotson still 1 more outing after this one, and he's also getting closer and closer to the Drifters' record for most innings pitched in a season, as Harris fouls it away, 1-1. That record goes to Rylan Hayter, who threw 58 1/3 last season. Now Dotson up to 53 1/3 this season. So with 1 more outing to go, plus the remainder of this outing, Dotson has a chance at the single season record as he misses outside 2-1. I think the game plan is that he's going to throw on Wednesday against Bellingham, with him throwing today on a Friday. He wants that record. He really does. I mean, he's a local kid. 2-1. Just misses down low, 3-1. And he's a guy that worked his way up into this position. He signed with the team last year on a 10-day contract. Played so well that the team decided to keep him, and they brought him back this season, and he's found success here in year number 2 at Springfield. Takes a strike on the outside of the plate. Harris does. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dotson looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Trying to go deep in his bag. Winds, payoff pitch. Popped in the air towards center field. Gage Bruce makes the catch in center field for out number 2. So Dotson up to 91 pitches and just 1 out away from tying Hunter Dryden's record for most innings pitched in Springfield Drifter history. It'd be quite the story for Dotson. Again, working his way up from a 10-day contract to being a record holder in Springfield Drifter history. He already has the record for most wins in a career, and now just an out away from tying Dryden's record. Dotson's first pitch in the zone for a strike, able to connect with the upper outer corner. 0-1 to Takata. Takata, a ground out to second, fly out to right, and an RBI single so far for the Raptors. Raptors leading 6-4, bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, nobody on. The 0-1 from Dotson. Breaking ball in the zone for a strike. 0-1, he's able to clip the outside part of the plate 1 more time. Dotson ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. And time called by the home plate umpire, David Richardson. Maybe Jackson Upton calls times. Or maybe Takata? Not exactly sure either way. Kind of evens out. So no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Dotson winds, delivers. Grounded towards the right side. Miller fields, shuffles over to Dotson. There it is. He ties Hunter Dryden's record for most innings pitched in Springfield Drifter history. And now if he comes back out for the 6th inning and gets an out, the record will be his alone. Dotson completes 5 innings and keeps it a 6-4 game as we head to the 6th inning. Raptors leading by 2 here on the Drifters live stream. Garrett Cooper leading things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Cooper takes a strike from Ryan McClaskey, who comes into the game for Dylan Richardson. Richardson ended up coming in and doing a decent enough job. No runs credited to him as Cooper takes outside 1-0. Just one hit, no runs for Richardson. Hit by pitch. Walk and a strikeout. Popped in the air by Cooper. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garrett Cooper, who had walked, scored back in the 4th, and then grounded into a 3-6-3 double play back in the 2nd. So Ryan McClaskey on the mound now. Right-hander from Lower Columbia. So a couple of teammates squaring off against each other as Cooper swings and misses. And that's a strikeout for McClaskey. He starts his day with a K. Just the 3rd time today that the Drifters have gone down swinging. This is a Drifters team that does lead the league in strikeouts. They've done a good job at the plate so far. 31 total pitches for Richardson, and now 4 pitches to start for McClaskey. First pitch. In for a strike. 0-1 to Gage Bruce, who has been hit by a pitch, singled, scored, lined out to center field. The 0-1. Swings and misses. 0-2 quickly from McClaskey. McClaskey making his 11th appearance this season. 2-1 his record. 10 appearances. This is his 11th with 2 saves, 13 1/3 innings pitched. The 0-2. Down low. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bruce, the Portland product. So McClaskey, those are his numbers. 14 strikeouts to 15 walks. Only 7 hits allowed this season. Been a big back-end guy. Pitching here in the 6th with the Raptors leading 6-4. The 1-2. Bruce. Hard line drive on 1 hop to Nunez. 1 hopper to first. Beats Bruce. Softly hit off the bat. I thought it was a little bit harder. It just died out the closer it got to Nunez. Only 66 off the bat of Bruce. The 6-3 ground out puts 2 outs on the board here in the 6th. So here's Chase Knight. He's walked 3 times today, and the Drifters have been gifted a ton of free 90s today if you factor in the air and the hit by pitches and the walks. To 9 free 90s as Nye takes high 1-0, and 3 walks credited to this man at the plate who walked and scored back in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, and then walked in the 4th. So Nye adds on to his on-base percentage, looking for his first hit. Swings and pops it up towards left field. Sliding play by Colby Wallace is made out in left field for the final out. 3 up, 3 down, the Drifters go. We go on to the bottom of the 6th inning, 6-4 the score. It is the Raptors with the lead here on the Drifters live stream. Justin Stransky leading things off against Billy Dotson. First pitch from Dotson, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Stransky. So Dotson just 1 out away from holding the record alone at the top. Looking to complete 5 1/3 today. Dotson. This is down low, 2-0. In his career, Billy Dotson has thrown 88 1/3 innings. That ties Hunter Dryden, who was just recently drafted by the San Francisco Giants in the 17th round this past season. The 2-0. Down low, 3-0. I should say this past year's MLB draft. Dryden, a two-time Springfield Drifter, just like Dotson. Dryden with the club in 2022 and 2023. And now Dotson here in his second season in Springfield, just an out away from history. 3-0 outside. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Stransky to start things here in the bottom of the 6th with the Raptors leading by 2.
Here we go, Raptor fans.
We'll see how long Dotson goes. He's now up to 98 pitches today. Pitch count certainly going up for Dotson, but the good thing about Dotson, though, in terms of the bullets, is he had a lot of bullets entering this season to be used. He didn't throw it all this past season at Ottawa University in Arizona, and so with no action this past spring other than just some scrimmages and some lower-end competition, he had a lot of bullets ready for this summer. But he misses down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch will be his 100th of the game. And we'll see if Dotson completes this inning. Tyler Binninger's been warming up in the bullpen for Springfield. The 1-0. In the zone for a strike. Dotson connects with a low outside corner on his 100th pitch of the game. Still pitching here in the 6th inning. Runner at first, nobody out. Hunter Castree, the right-handed hitter, looks at the 1-1, chops it right back to Billy. He hesitates for a second, goes to first, and there it is. He has the record all to himself. He passes Hunter Dryden for most career innings as a Springfield Drifter. And what a fitting way, as Billy Dotson is the one to field the ground out and throw to first for the record. What a moment for Dotson. Advancing to second is Stransky. And so now a runner in scoring position, 1 out. After Dotson gets the record here tonight in Ridgefield, we witness history once again with Billy Dotson on the mound. And with one more outing to go, we may witness history one more time at the end of the season, depending on how many more innings Dotson throws this year. Throws in a strike to Safaya Mawai, 0-1. So Dotson at 5 1/3 innings here today. Getting closer and closer to Rylan Hayter's record of 58 1/3. Dotson at 54 1/3 now. The 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2. So right now, Dotson in the next outing, I mean, it's possible. He could have the record. Dryden last year threw 50 1/3, so that was up there as well. I think Dryden was second place. Nobody even touched 50 year number 1. I think it was KJ Rufo with 36 innings in year number 1 in 2022. Dotson ahead 0-2 now here to Mawai. The pitch in. Breaking ball, cut on and miss. Dotson a strikeout, his 3rd. And now a runner at second, 2 outs for the Raptors here in the bottom of the 6th. So he just adds on to the lead. And I was talking to Alan Embry a little bit about the record today. You know, always a little bit superstitious. He's the type of guy that don't bring it up until the record's been set. But he was well aware, and he said, you know, we're going to get the record tonight, and we're going to crush that record next outing. And we'll see if that is the case this upcoming week against Bellingham. First pitch in for a strike to Doyle Kane, 0-1. Kane a walk, RBI single, and a hit by pitch, and his return to the Rourke. Kane back with the club, his first game back, and he's had success here today. So another valuable addition as the Raptors look to go on a postseason run here in 2024. The 0-1 fouled away, 0-2. So Raptors another postseason appearance here in the WCL. The second half of the season has just worked out for Ridgefield. Again, starting 10-16 and then going 17-5 in the second half of the season. Currently leading the league in the second half of the season. Just a half a game ahead of Portland, who's facing off against Yakima Valley here tonight. Dotson looks back towards second. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Kane did not go around, according to Shane Kelly. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dotson looking for his fourth strikeout.
Fans, let's make some noise for him.
2 outs, runner at second. Johnson looking to keep it a 2-run game. The 1-2. Popped in the air, out of play. So Doyle Kane at the plate. Brother Mikey drafted in the 17th round, currently playing with the Kannapolis Cannonballers, the White Sox single-A affiliate. Mikey, also a former Raptor, the 1-2. Doyle grounds it towards the left side. Kinsey fields, throw to first base is in time as Miller makes the catch and tags out Doyle for the final out. One left stranded after a walk, no runs, no hits, and no errors. Billy Dotson completes 6 innings. The record is his, and we'll head to the 7th with a 2-run Raptors lead here on the Drifters live stream. Ryan McClaskey back to work here on the top of the 7th inning. 6-4 the score. It's the Raptors with the lead. Kedron Kinsey leading things off. Kinsey takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. So how about this? The Drifters right now with 4 runs on the board. They only have 3 hits today. They've been helped out a ton with the walks, the errors, the hit by pitches, but still just trail by 2 despite the 3 hits. 0-1 from McClaskey. Down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kedron Kinsey, who's hitless so far today. Had a sacrifice fly his last time up, flew out to right before that, and a walk back in the first inning. Klasky came in last inning, a 1-2-3-6 inning, the 1-1. Kinsey chops it towards the left side, foul. 1-2. So McClaskey, he's done a good job this season for Ridgefield. A lot of his outings have been scoreless. Just has 3 outings this season where he's allowed a run in 10 appearances. So 7 scoreless outings on the season. The 1-2, Kinsey fouls it off. Third base side once again. So McClaskey from Commerce, Washington, just down the road. That 2-1 record. Gave up 1 earned run 2 outings ago against Victoria. Before that, he had back-to-back scoreless outings. His worst outing was against Ben back on June 25th. This is inside to Kinsey, 2-2. Gave up 4 earned runs on 1 hit, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and he didn't even get an out. Faced off against 4 batters, and that was it from McClaskey. 2-2 to Kinsey. Hard grounder to the left side, backhand by Nunez. The long throw to first base. One hops and beats Kinsey. Kinsey thought he was safe. Bang, bang play. Shane Kelly signs with the Raptors. So a really good play defensively for Nunez, as he's able to get the long throw across the diamond in time to retire Kinsey for out number 1. Now Nunez's counterpart, Elijah Maris, to the plate. Reached on an air back in the first. RBI single in the third, and then a pop up his last time up in the fourth. Maris takes inside 1-0. So I was talking to Maris about his long journey. Again, he had 3 years of eligibility at junior college that didn't count. Redshirted a year and then 2 years given back to him because of COVID. Swings and misses on the 1-0, 1-1. Went to Ventura College, a long ways away from home, originally from Georgia. Ended up out in Ventura after doing some showcases out in the West Coast. Ended up getting a hold of the coach there and decided to go start his junior college career there. 1-1 in the zone for a strike, 1-2. Talking to him about some former teammates at Ventura College, including a young man named TJ Foreman, who he was a teammate of all the way back then in 2018. Takes it high, 2-2. TJ Foreman and I, we crossed paths 3 summers ago. Me and TJ were in the California Collegiate League. I was broadcasting for the Caneo Oaks. TJ, he was playing for the Oaks as Maris goes down looking. Strikeout for McClaskey, his second. 2 up, 2 down to start the 7th inning. And so me and Foreman were in the CCL together a couple of years ago. Maris, a great memory of Foreman as well as a teammate of him. And Foreman, that season that Maris redshirted, he sent the Ventura College record for most stolen bases in a season and a career, as Nolan Miller fouls it away 0-1. Foreman then went on, got a Division I scholarship, went to Austin Peay, played 2 seasons there, and now is actually coaching high school baseball in Ventura County. So he's found success post-baseball. Grounder to the first base side, just foul. Miller stays alive. Miller today 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out twice. Kind of funny how small the world is at times. You can just have connections that go back 3 years ago, and it brings 2 minds together. Certainly did today with me and Maris talking about TJ. The 0-2, Miller fouls it away. And Foreman continued the speed in Austin Peay. I mean, he was the type of batter that had just legit speed. He could swing, and no matter where it was hit in the infield, it was going to be a tough out at first base. And man, it was great having him on the Oaks in that 2021 year. The Oaks went all the way to the postseason. Pitch inside, 1-2. Fun year of baseball broadcasting for me, and really that got me started in summer collegiate baseball. Spent that 1 year with the Oaks, and then the Drifters started up. The year after that, reached out to them, being from Oregon, and was able to land the Drifters job, and here I am today. 1-2 in the turf, 2-2. And it's been fun being a part of the California Collegiate League and now here in the West Coast League. Definitely enjoy the West Coast League a little bit more in terms of the scheduling. In the CCL, it was a grind. You were playing 6 out of 7 days a week, similar to the West Coast League, but it was a different opponent each day. It was like one day we were driving to Santa Barbara, then we were driving to Compton, then we were back to Ventura, and then the next day after that we were driving down to Orange County. It was a lot. 2-2 fouled away. But it definitely was a great summer. CCL, they're having their playoffs actually this weekend. Earlier today, the Oaks were actually in the championship against the Walnut Creek Crawdads, the California Collegiate League. Miller takes the 2-2 for a called strike 3. It's a strikeout for McClaskey, his third. And that'll do it for the Drifters in the top of the 7th. 3 up, 3 down, the Drifters go. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch here in Ridgefield. Raptors leading by 2 here on the Drifters live stream. Bottom of the 7th inning, it is 6-4. The Raptors with the lead. Billy Dotson still out there as his 110th pitch. This is just a bit outside. 1-0 to Colby Wallace. So a ground out to first for Wallace, a strikeout, and a single so far. Dotson delivers his 111th, just below the zone, 2-0. So 2-0 to Wallace, left fielder today, looking for his second hit. Dotson's given up 10 hits, 6 runs on the board, but 5 of them were all in 1 inning in the 3rd, and since that point, 3 straight goose eggs on the board. Bottom of the 7th, Drifters still trailing by just 2. Dotson hoping to keep it that way. Misses the zone once again, low outside, 3-0. Dotson had 1 walk last inning before getting 3 straight outs. 3-0. Misses down and away, and it's another walk. So a 4-pitch walk to start this inning. Dotson now at 113 pitches. He was at 109 after 6. And I mean, this is going to be a season high for Springfield. Calvin Marion will come to the plate 3 for 3. And Tyler Bittinger is still warming up in the Springfield bullpen. I think he's just stopped. Looks like we're getting a pinch runner here.
Number 1 from West Texas A&M, Jovan Camacho.
So Jovan Camacho will come to the plate. Or not to the plate, he's at first base. Pinch running for Colby Wallace. Camacho from West Texas A&M. At first base, and Tyler Bittinger, who was warming up, has stopped warming up, and we'll see how long Dotson's leash is. So here's Kyle Mamarian, who 3-hit game for Mamarian. Right-handed hitter from Gonzaga shows bunt, bunts it right back to Dotson. He fields, goes to 2, over the head of Maris into center field. Picking it up is Bruce. He'll throw it to 3rd. That's wide. And almost a out at 2nd, maybe a double play opportunity. Instead, Marion reaches on the fielder's choice air throw from Dotson, and it's the first error of the game for Springfield.
Thank you again for your continued support of the Ridgefield Raptors.
So now 2 on, runners on the corners.
15, your shortstop, Julian.
And now Julian Nunez to the plate. Raptors a chance to extend their lead here in the 7th inning. Dotson's first pitch gets away from Upton. Staying at 3rd, and now coming in is Camacho. The tag by Dotson just late as the Raptors extend the lead 7-4, and Dotson is struggling out there. It feels like his arm is just dangling. As Camacho comes in to score, reached 3rd on the air from Dotson, who started this inning with 4 straight balls thrown, got the bunt to Mamarian, and then misses way wide to Nunez. Looking to get back in the zone. 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch from Dotson. Outside, 2-0. I'm still at a loss of words why he's still throwing out there. Alan Embry, again, he said, he's throwing 7 innings no matter what. I guess this is that no matter what situation. 2-0 from Billy. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. We'll see how long until Bittinger comes in. We knew it was going to be the Billy and Biddy show today. 3-0 from Billy. Taken down and away, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Nunez. And Alan Embry is coming out, and he's going to call for Tyler Bittinger. That's it for Billy Dotson. Give him a round of applause. Billy Dotson out there. A good long outing for him. He did give up 7 runs. He is responsible for the 2 base runners, but he got the record today. It is his. He pitched 6 complete, and he exits the game with his team trailing by just 3. Bittinger on the way. Pitching change coming. We'll step aside for a quick break and tell you all about Tyler Bittinger on the other half of this break here on the Drifters live stream. So Tyler Bittinger enters the game for Billy Dotson. 6 innings pitched, 10 hits, 7 earned runs so far, with 2 responsible for Dotson, or Dotson's responsible for on base. With 6 walks, 2 hit by pitches, 3 strikeouts, and 118 pitches thrown from Billy Dotson. Quite the accomplishment for Dotson throwing that long, matching his teammate Zach Hengis from the Walla Walla Sweets, both of them at Ottawa University. Hengis, a couple of series ago against Springfield, threw a 9-inning complete game against the Drifters. He also threw 118, and maybe that's the limit for those Ottawa University Arizona pitchers. First pitch to Desan Harris. He shows bunt, bunts it foul on a pitch up and inside from Tyler Bittinger, who's appearing for the 15th time this season. He has 1 start under his belt, so his 14th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 1-3 this season with a 4.69 ERA. 17 strikeouts, 15 walks in 30 2/3 innings with 1 save and 34 hits allowed. 2 on, nobody out, 7-4 the score. Bittinger's pitch. Not sure where it misses, maybe a little bit low and away. Pretty good pitch on the track man up here in the booth.
Let's go Raptors!
So 7-4, Raptors leading here in the bottom of the 7th. Bittinger looking to come in and just get some outs, keep the Drifters in it. That's all that Alan Embry wants here in this late season action. 1-1, Harris shows bunt, pulls it back. Bittinger's 90-mile-per-hour fastball just misses inside. 2-1. I mean, you can be a little discouraged, defeated when you are eliminated from the postseason. That's exactly where the Drifters are right now. 6-15 in the second half of the season, 18-30 overall. But Alan Embry, his idea is, well, if we're just competitive enough, if we're in games, that's all that matters to me. It's a bunt shown by Harris, 2-2. I think it also is just trying to develop these players. A guy like Justin Sukata, a guy that started his season in Ridgefield, took the middle part of the season off, and now is back in Springfield. He's just trying to develop for those final 9 games. Got signed for the last 10 games of the season, playing the last 9, and we'll see if he can develop a little bit before heading back to spring ball. I mean, that's what the WCL is about, developing these athletes into better players on and off the field. And certainly have the opportunity to do that for these final 6 games. Bittinger misses down low and inside. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's make a lot of noise!
So 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th, Bittinger with a full count. The right-hander committed to Bushnell delivers. Down and away, bounces past Upton. Both runners will advance, and Harris will go to first. So walk to start for Bittinger, who now has the bases loaded, nobody out. Top of the order, Taylor Takata due up.
Your second baseman from Hawaii, Taylor Takata.
So here's Takata. Ground out to second, fly out to right field, RBI single, and a ground out to first. Infield comes in with the bases loaded and nobody out here on the bottom of the 7th. Bittinger's pitch, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Takata. So Bittinger was warming up a while. I saw him tossing a football out there to start and then eventually throwing some pitches. After winding his arms and just getting a little bit loose, but it felt like he was warming up for the last 3 innings, and Dotson finally exits after 6 innings. Takata fouls off the 1-0, and it's now 1-1. So Bittinger comes in. Had a really good outing his last time out. 2 strikeouts, allowed 2 walks, 2 hits, but no runs in 3 innings pitched for the right-hander from Newport, Oregon. The 1-1. Popped in the air by Takata. Kinsey sprinting after it in foul territory. He can't get to it as him and Upton were both in the area, and it drops in between the both of them. 1-2. Bittinger, a wild path to Bushnell University. Out of high school, was getting recruited by Western Oregon, a Division II school, and ultimately, right before the coach at Western Oregon came out to see him, COVID happened. He missed the game. The coach didn't come out to see him, and all of the recruitment to Western Oregon stopped right there, and so Bittinger didn't get the offer to Western Oregon that he hoped for. 1-2 pitch, bounces in, 2-2. He was a determined little fella at the time. At the time, he told me he was 5'5", 150 pounds, and he said, I'm just going to go there and walk on. He went to Western Oregon, tried to walk on, got there to the first day of practice, and looked up, and everybody was twice the size of him. He couldn't compete, and so after a term, he dropped out of Western Oregon and moved back home. Ground ball to the left side. Maris backhands. He comes to the plate. One hopper in time. Upton on the plate is able to keep the foot on to get Mamarian at the plate on a nice fielder's choice play. So Nunez advances to third, Harris to second, Takata at first with the fielder's choice ground out, and now 2 outs and Bittinger a ground ball away from getting out of this inning. And so Bittinger, after dropping out of Western Oregon, didn't like the college because it was COVID. All the classes were online. The cafeteria was shut down. It just wasn't the best experience for him at Western Oregon. Moved back home to Newport as he delivers in for a strike 0-1. Came home, still had another year of Legion baseball to play. So he went home, played a season of Legion baseball, had a great season, and got recruited to go to a junior college up in Northwest Colorado. So he went there for a term, didn't have the best experience there, and thought, you know, this might be it for me. As Stransky swings and misses 0-2. So he moves back home. His dad's a commercial fisherman in Newport, Oregon. And so he goes and works for his dad on a boat for an entire year. He builds up some strength just catching big fish out in the middle of the ocean, and he still had another year of Legion baseball. The 0-2 ripped foul down the right field line. We'll do the 0-2 again. So he built some strength through fishing, had another year of Legion baseball. Miles per hour on his fastball got up to 91 miles per hour after he put on about 10 pounds just fishing alone, and then decided to give it a shot one more time after that Legion baseball season. Trying to go to community college somewhere in Oregon. That didn't work out for him at that point. The 0-2 down and inside, 1-2. And so his girlfriend at the time, her dad was starting a construction company, and he went and worked construction for a whole year. And he said, basically, I just got the heaviest hammer I could find and just started hammering nails as hard as I could and built up so much strength in his right arm that he was able to improve his miles per hour even more to 93 miles per hour, and that caught the eyes of Chemeketa Community College. As a ground ball goes right back to Bittinger, he can't field it on his knees, throws the first, and it's late as Stransky gets the first base. And it goes down as, I believe, a hit, with Mamarian coming in to score from third. Nunez, either Mamarian out at home on the last play. Nunez coming in to score. Harris goes to third. Takata to second, and Stransky actually reaches on an error. So now Hunter Kashke to the plate. Single, walk, ground out so far. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bittinger's first pitch, high, 1-0. So he goes and works construction for a year. His miles per hour, because of his forearm, which he said was about twice the size of his bicep, went up to about 93 miles per hour, caught the eyes of Chemeketa, went there for 2 years, and now has a scholarship to Bushnell University. And I asked him, what's the method? And he said, just go be a blue-collar worker, and it's going to work out for you. And, well, that's certainly been the case for Mr. Bittinger as he comes in with a strike, 1-1. Wild journey to Newport, Oregon as well. Grew up in the Bay Area, not a great neighborhood. He said there was a drive-by shooting in his backyard, and his dad was already working part-time up in Newport. The drive-by shooting was it, and he decided to move to Newport full-time with his dad up there, commercial fisherman. And the rest is history. Newport, Oregon was where Bittinger called home after the age of 7, and this young man, who's as blue-collar as it gets, has found his way to the Drifters this summer and has been a contributor for this Drifters team, and he's excited to call Hamlin Sports Complex home for next season. Committed to Bushnell, his only offer. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Kashke. Line towards left field, and it's down for a base hit. Coming around third and actually being held up on the play is Takata. And the bases are going to remain loaded on the RBI single by Hunter Kashke. So Harris in to score from third, and the lead's extended. It is 9-4 Ridgefield. So 2 more runs credited to Dotson. 9 earned runs for Billy Dotson. And now Safaya Mawai to the plate. 9-4, Raptors leading, bottom of the 7th. Base is still loaded, and Bittinger just hoping for a ground ball, trying to get out of this inning. Just the 3 runs coming in. It's all of a sudden gone from a 2-run game to a 5-run game as Bittinger works the slider this time. Gets in the zone with a strike, 0-1 to Mawai, who was walked, reached on a fielder's choice, flew out to center field, and struck it out. Bittinger out of the stretch. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Mawai. DH from Chaminade. Mawai, his 4th game back with Ridgefield after playing 36 games with the Raptors in 2022. The 0-2. Grounded towards the right side. Coming over is Knight. He goes to first, and Miller doesn't make the catch. Another run's going to come in and score. Heading to third is Kashke as Takata and Stransky both come in to score on the air. It's an E3 on Nolan Miller. I believe it's his 3rd game at first base this season. And it's a brutal break for Springfield as Bittinger got the ground ball he wanted. Was looking at the second out there and just end the inning with only 4 runs coming in. Instead, the lead is extended even further. It's 11-4. Kashke to second, make it third. And Mawai at first base. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Here's Doyle Kane, the 9th batter of the inning. Bittinger's first pitch is swung on and missed by Kane. 0-1. It's not the inning the Drifters had hoped for. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch from Bittinger, runner on the move. Line drive, foul. Just left to the check, past third base. So 11-4. This inning started at 6-4. Raptors were leading. The Drifters were still in it, and all of a sudden this game feels like it's gotten out of hand for Springfield. Throw back towards first, gets past Miller, and to score from third base is Kashke. Mawai goes to second, now he goes to third. Nye picks it up out in right field and throws it into Maris. And it's now 12-4, Raptors leading. And everything is going against Springfield here in this situation. 12-4, Raptors leading. 6 runs coming in. Looks like someone's starting to get loose in the Drifters bullpen as Kane fouls off the 0-2. And 9th batter of the inning. Crowd of 1,489 in attendance today on Fan Appreciation Night here at the Rourke. No balls and 2 strikes. Bittinger's pitch. Grounded hard to third. Kinsey Fields comes home with it, and now he's trying to get Mawai in a rundown. Kinsey tosses it back. The tag by Bittinger in time to get Mawai as Kinsey gets his old hero pal in Mawai out at the plate. Kane ends up at second on the fielder's choice play. Nice play by Kedron Kinsey. So looking over towards the Drifters bullpen, the pitcher that was warming up. Still throwing, trying to get a number as Camacho swings and fouls this away. 1-1. Camacho pinch ran earlier this inning and then has now come to the plate, his first at bat. So Camacho added to the team since the last time these two teams squared across, faced off against each other in mid-July. Now no balls and one strike to Camacho, the West Texas A&M product. The 0-1 fouled away. 0-2. Camacho started his career at College of the Canyons with Coach Cota. He's originally from Stevenson Ranch, right around where the College of Canyons is, all in the Santa Clarita Valley. Still trying to get a number on who's warming up in the Drifters bullpen. Bettinger's 0-2. And the turf gets past Upton, heading to third base is Kane. So a runner at third, 12-4 the score. Looks like Blake Stavros is warming up in the Springfield bullpen. Man, Stavros has been a workhorse as of late for the Drifters with the limited pitching. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bettinger just looking for the strikeout here. Delivers. Camacho pops it up towards left field. Out of play. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Camacho. 5'9", 190 pounds. Assume him and his brother, Ryan, both related from West Texas A&M, joining the team. A 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bettinger's pitch. Bounce to the right side. Slow roller over towards Miller, who fields the hopper and tosses it over to Bettinger to end the inning. Well, it was a long inning. 6 runs coming in on a couple of hits, 3 errors, and 1 left stranded. We'll now head to the 8th inning. It is a 8-run ball game, 12-4 here on the Drifters live stream. Drifters trailing 12-4 as we begin the top of the 8th inning. Sam Weber swings and fouls off the first pitch to him from Ryan McClaskey, still out there for the Ridgefield Raptors. 0-1. So that last inning for Springfield was probably the roughest inning of the year for this Drifters team. They gave up 6 runs on just 1 hit. 4 errors defensively. That has to be a season high in an inning for Springfield. 0-1 way outside. 1-1. So this was the Drifters team that entering that first matchup against Ridgefield was tied with the Raptors for the 2nd best fielding percentage in the WCL. Since that point, the defense has spiraled out of control. Pitch down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Weber. The Drifters defense has dropped to 8th in the league, dropping from 974 to 966 fielding percentage entering today. Weber swings at the 2-1, lines it towards center field. Harris runs it down. We're out number 1. Drifters up to 62 errors on the season, now up to 66 with the 4 here today. And it's been a rough couple of weeks for Springfield. So now Jackson Upton comes to the plate. First pitch, fouled away, 0-1. So entering the game against Ridgefield, the Drifters had 34 errors on the season. That was across their first 31, as this is grounded up the middle. Fielding it as the shortstop Nunez throws over to first and gets the out. That was through 31 games entering that game against Ridgefield. The Raptors at that point were 16-16. Now, later on, 17 games later, the Drifters have gone from 34 errors to now 66 on the season.
Pitcher, 34.
Yeah.
Kai Pagan will come to the plate. So Dylan Carson's out. Kai Pagan in, looking for his second hit as a Springfield Drifter. Has just one on the season. It came against Portland. In Portland. First pitch. Taken for a strike, 0-1. So Pagan this season for Springfield, it's been a struggle for him. Just one hit and 29 at-bats in his return to baseball. Swings and misses, 0-2, and he has 11 strikeouts and 29 at-bats this season. Didn't play much this past year. Didn't play at all at LC State, only 2 at-bats in 2023, and comes up to the plate for a 3-pitch strikeout as McClaskey gets him looking. 3 up, 3 down, the Drifters go. Raptors have a chance for extra insurance if they want it. Heading to the bottom of the 8th here on the Drifters live stream.
Number 3, your third baseman, Kyle Mamarian.
Kyle Mamarian leading things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Blake Stavros on the bump. First pitch fouled away. 1-1. Mamarian reached down a fielder's choice his last time up. Came in to score last inning in the 7th, part of that 10-batter inning. It's been twice today the Raptors have batted around. They lead 12-4 as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Raptors a chance for extra insurance if they'd like. Stavros into the game for the 16th time this season. Stavros delivers a pitch that's popped in the air towards right field. Garrett Cooper makes the catch. 2 pitches, 1 out to start this 8th inning. So Tyler Bittinger, he's done after just 1 inning, 25 pitches, a hit, 3 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. It's a rough inning for Springfield. 4 errors. The Drifters up to 66 errors this season. I just went back and did the math. This is the 18th game since that start of the series against Ridgefield, where the Drifters had the second best fielding percentage in the WCL. Drifters have plummeted to 8th, have 4 errors today, all in 1 inning, which is a season high. Fouled back, 0-1. Drifters have had 32 errors in the past 18 games. There's been a couple of games where the Drifters have been error-free, including the 2 games where they picked up a victory against Bend earlier this week. Drifters pulled off the upset, winning a series against the Bend Elks. They're currently 4th in the WCL in the second half of the season. The Elks have already clinched their spot in the postseason, so what an upset it was for Springfield late in this year. Stavros misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 to Nunez. Right-handed hitter. Stavros' 1-1 delivery. Taken down inside, 2-1. So Stavros 0-1 this season, a 10-1-8 ERA. 17 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, 12 walks. And in for the 16th time. They've used him a lot as of late. The 2-1 down low. 3-1. Stavros, 5 hits, 3 runs. Only 1 was earned in his last outing a couple of days ago against Bend on July 31st in the 14-3 loss for Springfield. 3-1 pitch. Chopper to the left side. Maris has to wait for it. Bare hands, and then he drops it. So Nunez legs it out. Infield single. And now Desan Harris will come to the plate. Runner at first. 12-4 the score. Bottom of the 8th. It was a 6-run 7th inning for Ridgefield that stretched it from a 2-run lead to an 8-run lead.
From the University of Oklahoma, Desan Harris.
So here's Harris.
No messages from Gus.
RBI single in the 3rd for Harris. Walked and scored his last time up. Other than that, a couple of flyouts. Pitch down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to Harris. So Stavros has been used a lot as of late. He pitched on July 23rd, then July 26th, then July 31st. He's averaging about 2 to 3 days of rest as of late with the limited pitching staff. 1-0 fouled back, 1-1, and that was the game plan coming in. I mean, Alan Owenbury told me, Billy's throwing 7 innings no matter what. It's going to be the Billy and Biddy show. Bittinger came in, and, well, that inning got away from Bittinger. 4 errors, though. I mean, a couple of them on Bittinger, but, man, that was a disastrous inning for Springfield. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike. Connects with the low outside corner. A perfectly placed pitch from Stavros. So Stavros here in the situation, just trying to close out this 8th inning and maybe give the offense a chance in the 9th. Drifters gave up 9 runs against Walla Walla in the 9th inning the other day. You never know. Ground ball to the right side. Nye Fields flips the 2, gets the out there. As Nunez is out at second, Harris reaches first on the fielder's choice play. So you never know. I mean, if Walla Walla can score 9 runs in the 9th inning, maybe Springfield can and come from behind and shock this crowd of 1,489. Drifters going to have a lot more working with their sticks. With just 3 hits today so far, they have scored 4 runs. They've been efficient. I mean, they've gotten help a lot. They've left a lot of runners on base, and that's been a big struggle, too. 7 runners left stranded so far. They haven't had a hit since the 5th inning. Stavros' first pitch to the top of the order. Taylor Takata is taken in the turf. 1-0. Takata ground out to second, fly out to right. RBI single, ground out to first, and then reach down a fielder's choice play. So the 6th time through the order now for the Raptors. Stavros with 2 outs, a runner at first. Here on the bottom of the 8th, 12-4 the score. Delivers. Breaking ball high and away. 2-0. So after this game, just 5 more games remaining for Springfield, including 3 more back at home at the Hamlin Sports Complex. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday against the Bellingham Bells. coming up to close out the season. Pitch outside. 3 balls and no strikes to Takata. So a lot of exciting games coming up against the Bells. First time that Bellingham's making the trip south. The Drifters have gone up to Bellingham the last 2 seasons and actually started their season in Bellingham each of those years. 3-0 in for a strike, 3-1. And back in the 2022 season, the Drifters kicked off their organization's history with a 3-1 victory against the Bellingham Bells. One of the 17 wins that season. Tommy Richards, the former head coach of the Drifters, he hopped on the group chat 2 days ago during the Bend Elks game, and he mentioned that as one of his top moments as the head coach as the Springfield Drifters. Stavros comes in with a strike, 3-2. And certainly was a special moment in the organization's history, and it's going to be quite exciting to bring the Bells to Springfield. Bells this season, a good team, 29-19, just a game and a half back from first place in the North. 3-2 pitch in the turf, and Takata tosses the bat. Another walk for Takata, who's 3rd in the WCL in walks this season, and just add-ons to his lead on the team. So Harris advances to second. Takata at first. 2 on, 2 out, and 12-4 the score. It's the Raptors leading, and now the 2-hole hitter, Justin Stransky, coming to the plate. 2 singles, a walk, reached on an air, and a fly out so far today for Stransky. So the Bells overall, the second best team in the WCL North. Stavros' first pitch, inside, 1-0. Bellingham 29-19 this season. Just 3 games back from Wenatchee in the second half of the season. It's a game and a half back from Wenatchee, the Apple Sox. Another great season for the Apple Sox in the North Division. 1-0 from Stavros. Grounder to the left side, Maris backhands, he flips it to 2. The long throw to second in time to retire Takata. Good play by Maris, the shortstop. As the Raptors are held scoreless in the 8th, we're going to go to the 9th. 12-4 the score after 2 are left stranded after 1 hit in the inning. 12-4, going to the 9th. Drifters with some work to do offensively, bringing up 9-1-2 here on the Drifters live stream. Top of the 9th inning, at 12-4 the score. It's the Raptors with the lead. Garrett Cooper, Gage Bruce, and Chase Nye do up for the Drifters. Trailing by 8. They got some work to do. 3 outs to work with, though. Let's see if Springfield can get it going. And it looks like it's not going to be Garrett Cooper, but it looks like it's going to be number 44, Cale Paisano, coming to the plate as Paisano digs in and takes outside 1-0. So Paisano, the incoming Oregon Duck, comes to the plate. The top-ranked first baseman in the state of Oregon takes down low. 2 balls and no strikes from Ryan McClaskey. So Paisano gets a pinch hit at bat here in this situation. 2-0 pitch. Paisano fouls it off. 2-1. Maybe a little shaken up after fouling it off himself. Paisano, just one hit this season and 17 at-bats for the Clackamas High School graduate. Number 3 recruit, top first baseman in the state. Takes a strike at the knees. 2-2 from McClaskey, who has sat the Drifters down in order in the last 3 innings. He's been working on the mound. McClaskey nods. 2-2. Called strike 3.
That goes for everybody. Strikeout number 7.
Looking strikeout for McClaskey,
He was looking.
who gets his 5th strikeout to retire Paisano. So Drifters down to 2 outs to work with now Danny Womack coming to the plate. So Womack will come to the plate looking for his first hit as a Springfield Drifter, and he'll take a strike, 0-1. So Womack, no hits in 13 at-bats. Let's see if he can get it in his 14th as he takes a strike, 0-2. So McClaskey working quickly, gets ahead, 0-2 to Womack. Right-handed hitter from Lubbock Christian. The 0-2. Womack takes down and away, 1-2. And Womack's been a guy, despite not having a hit this season, Alan Embry's highlighted as a player that's developed a ton this summer in the WCL. And that's what it's all about, developing these athletes. 1-2. Womack chops it to the left side, and it rolls foul. Super close to his first hit as a Springfield Drifter. It's getting late in the year and hoping he can get one before the year's over. He's been with the club since the start of the season. Been primarily used as a pinch runner. 15 games, 13 at-bats, 10 strikeouts. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Womack. Here's the pitch. High. 2-2. Womack from Eugene, went to Churchill High School. 2-2 to him. In the turf, 3-2. Womack just 1 walk on the season. He also has been hit by a pitch once. Trying to get on base here. Top of the ninth, 12-4 the score. Raptors leading. The payoff pitch. Misses low. And Womack works a walk. Good at bat for Danny. There's now a pinch hitter. It's going to be Brandon Reed coming to the plate. So Brandon Reed just got added to the team today. And it's going to be Brandon Reed wearing number 15 today for Springfield coming to the plate. Reed from Bushnell University returns to Springfield for the 3rd summer as he takes up and inside 1-0. Reed from Bushnell. It was quite frankly a surprise to see him here today. I was sitting in the dugout. Brando walks by and he goes, "Hey, Knight." And I was like, "You're back. What's the deal?" Well, Stevens is back in Eugene. He has to go to class today as Reed swings and misses. Throw back down to second, and Womack's caught stealing. Stransky throws out Womack for out number 2 and eliminates the base runner. Now 1 ball and 1 strike to Brandon Reed. So Brandon Reed batting here. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 2-1. Well, Nate Stevens, who's his catching mate at Bushnell University, he has class. He's taking summer classes right now, and so he has a 4-hour class on Friday nights. He couldn't be here today. And so all of a sudden, Brandon Reed gets added to the roster. 2-1, in for a strike, 2-2. And instead of wearing the traditional 55 we've seen him in the past 2 seasons, it's Reed today wearing number 15. The switch hitter from Bushnell, originally from Salem, with a 2-2 count. McClaskey's pitch. Called strike 3. McClaskey gets his 6th strikeout, and that'll do it as the Drifters drop this one 12-4. And this one took 2 hours and 47 minutes as the Raptors win it 12-4. 12 hits, 12 runs, and error defensively for the Raptors. 4 runs on 3 hits and 4 errors defensively for Springfield. And really, if you just eliminate 2 innings, Springfield was in it. It was a 5-run bottom of the 3rd and a 6-run bottom of the 7th that did it for the Raptors. There were so many contributors for the Raptors offensively. Pitching-wise, Blake Hammond struggled initially, gave up the 4 runs early on. Drifters scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. It was a 4-6 game going into the 7th. Going into the bottom of the 7th, it was still 4-6. Springfield was in it just down by 2, but that 6-run 7th inning was enough to propel the Raptors to a blowout 8-run victory here tonight. And the 4 errors didn't help. I mean, scoring 6 runs off of just 1 hit isn't great. And that certainly was it. The 7th inning, a disastrous inning to leave behind. The 5-inning 3rd kind of got away. 5 runs on 5 hits. You'll understand that. Billy Dotson, a solid outing, 6 innings pitched, 10 hits, 9 runs, 2 hit-by pitches, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, 118 pitches. Got to give props to Billy Dotson. He also set the Drifters record for most innings pitched in a career. Congratulations to him. He'll have that moment in history here today in Ridgefield. He also has the chance to go for the single season record, which he is just a little bit behind, 4 innings behind Rylan Hyder. So we'll see if he is able to get that in that next outing next week against Bellingham. So Dotson picks up the loss today. The win's going to go to Ryan McClaskey, I believe, if not Richardson. Either way, the Raptors pick up the victory. They're 28th of the season. They're now 18-5 in the second half of the season. And tomorrow they'll go for the victory against Springfield to win their 3rd straight series. They had a slump. They lost 3 straight against Corvallis. I mean, who doesn't lose to Corvallis these days? It feels like Corvallis on another tear, and Corvallis swept them. Since that point, they've won 5 of 6 since dropping game number 1 against Cowlitz. And it's a good Raptors team with a lot of momentum, now winning 6 of the last 7 games. And they swept Springfield earlier, and they win here today, winning 4 of 4 games against Springfield so far. The Drifters now 18-31 this season, 6-16 here in the second half of the season. Games number 2 and 3 you can find on the Ridgefield Raptors live stream on YouTube and the WCL website. I will not be here the next 2 days. Full transparency, it is my birthday coming up, so I will be gone these next 2 days. But happy to be here today on the road. We thank you for listening on the road this season. For the final time on the road. Looking forward to next season, though, on the road. But looking forward to being back on the Drifters live stream on Monday. We'll have the final 3 games against the Bellingham Bells. All 6:35 starts. You can come out to the ballpark, too, at the Hamlin Sports Complex for those 3 games, and then we'll have them on the Drifters live stream. That'll do it for us today. 2 hours and 47 minutes. It's a 12-4 victory for Ridgefield. I'm Knight Jarecki saying so long from Ridgefield. We'll see you back at it on Monday here on the Drifters live stream.